What's going on, everybody? This is Chris, Crypto Secret X, place we talk about crypto. And today we're going to be talking about, of course, Bitcoin, XRP, and a lot others. But before we get started, you know what we got to do. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's cue that intro. I want to just welcome you guys here today as we begin the talk about crypto. And today I want to talk to you a lot about Bitcoin, XRP, and just some of the things that I've been Trump, and they're talking about the tariffs and things like that. But before we go any further, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It helps the channel, helps the algorithm grow. And again, I want to thank you for joining me here today on Crypto Secret X. So when we talk about Bitcoin and we talk about XRP, and then we even get into Solana and those other various cryptos, which I always say the big six for me, which are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Sui, and Ondo. I think those are just the big six that people really need to look at. And we'll get into the market and talk about those things. But a lot of this stuff is based off human behavior and what humans going to do and what they're going to buy. And when I was reading an article a little early today, I was just looking at some of the things, and I posed a question. I got a book I kind of write things down, and I posed a question to myself: is what would make Bitcoin surge? Like Larry Fink said, $700,000, or even people said $2 million. But you have to go back, and I heard a really interesting point. You have to go back and think about when London and England, when they first came out with the pound, and how the pound was very dominant within the world. But then U.S. had an opportunity to get a lot of gold, and it came with gold, and then the dollar became the most dominant currency in the world. And so now there is a race. There is a race with Bitcoin and the digital aspect of those things when it comes to becoming global dominant. And it all is really based upon which country makes the first move. Now we see that Russia and China, you can Google it, is secretly purchasing Bitcoin, because this is an opportunity for one particular country to become dominant within the digital space. And when I say that, you remember there's only 21 million Bitcoin. Dubai, it started. They've started actually buying Bitcoin. A lot of countries are starting to definitely start buying Bitcoin as a backing to help their currency and a backing toward their fiat. So now you pose the point: if countries are buying Bitcoin and they're right now in the beginning development stages of developing their own strategic reserves and how they're purchasing it, and really nobody's really saying too much about how they're going to do it. I know U.S. spoke about taking some of what they call our gold and start purchasing Bitcoin. In the past, we knew they thought Bitcoin was just a fluke, some type of digital thing, that money wasn't real. But now it has become real. It has become real within our government. And you can see it all today. It has become real with a lot of the countries like Russia, China, Dubai, and many other second and even third world countries. They're trying to buy those things. So when you look at Bitcoin, and of course, I did a retracement of all the halvings when I went back and looked at all the halvings that happen every 4 years. No matter what the retracement is, Bitcoin is higher than it was before the last halving. The last halving was like $70-some thousand, and we thought that was the all-time high when 35,000. It kind of sat there for a while. Now Bitcoin is in the 80,000 range more. And not only to top that, we're already into what we call a 4-year expansion up until the next halving. So what will it go to? So that's why I say, Bitcoin has continuously gone up. We've seen it where it even is one of its lowest dips in a while, went down to 15,000. And that was back when they had the Gary Gensler and all those cases against it. And we really took a hard hit and it went down, but it still bounced back. This digital currency is real. Whether people want to admit it or not, the digital currency is real. But if you know an asset, it will continue to appreciate. And not only that, the countries are buying. Why wouldn't you buy it? Why wouldn't you even put this in your portfolio? I don't understand that. People say, well, it's 87,000. That's too much. Well, once it's, I remember people thought 71,000 was too high. I remember people thought $35,000 was too high. I thought $35,000 was too high. Now, if it was to reach $35,000, I mean, for some unknown reason, I think you would have just a frenzy of people buying it because they know the bounce back. So when you have a bounce back there, you got to think about these things. Cryptocurrency will go down and cryptocurrency will go up. The stock market will go down and the stock market will go up. But the thing about it, it always bounces back. We're looking at great opportunity. I'll take this right now as a point that we're kind of sitting in what I call a bear market. But this is a different bear market for some of us who were in the last bear market. For us, we're still up because we bought it at lower prices than this. And so now we're at a point now that our tolerance level is a lot higher for those of you who got in at 100,000. But I just want to kind of, point that out to you as I start speaking about these things, because you have an opportunity now. And I'm not saying to throw all your money in because that's when people panic, but I would DCA in on this, because no matter how you say, of course, we got war with the Ukraine, the tariffs, all those things take effect on the stock market. And I'm telling you this from being in this thing for over 5 years now and sitting through an entire bear market. I have learned the strategy of when to buy and when not to buy. And I'm telling you, when there is turmoil, when there is fear in the market, when you see all of that, these are the times you buy. These are the times you buy. So when it's all fun and party and everybody's buying, you're selling now. I'm telling you, when that index mark is down to like 20 and 16, I am constantly DCing. I don't even worry about it. I just worry about the number that I have when I DCA in, and I think about where I want it to be and how much I will have if it gets there. And I don't want to be in a panic mode trying to get there. I want to just gradually DCA in, gradually buy as it go. And I've seen my portfolio dramatically increase. And I'm not talking to you I'm talking to you from somebody who started with nothing in there. I'm talking about my investments were like $50, 50 here, 25, 70 here. I started like that. It was just little small amounts, but I felt an urge to go ahead and get that. And by getting those things, now I sit where I can say I'm gonna buy, $3,000 of this salon and, $5,000 of XRP. I'm in that position, but it took time. It wasn't overnight. Now you can get into DGM plays and they happen overnight, but the stock market is a continuous investment. It's a continuous process. It's a continuous thing. Now, I know a lot of people do the charts. I understand the charts, but when you all come down, I want you to think about this. When you think about the charts is based upon human behavior. That's it. Because those are the people who have to buy and who have to sell. Even companies. When you look at it now, Bitcoin, you have to think about company behaviors. Okay? Deals are made behind closed doors. By the time people that. Now, I think they're giving us all kind of clues. I think we're seeing a lot of things happen, but I think some of us are so we're distracted by the noise, the other stuff that people talk about. Like some of these things that people are talking about, I'm like, in 5 years, we won't even be talking about that. Like you think about the Great Depression and people thought that was the end of the world. Look at us now. So no matter how bad it seems, no matter how good it seems, time will eventually tick, and some of these things that we're going through, or some of these things we're experiencing, we won't even experience them anymore. We won't even be thinking about them. It won't seem that like such chaos when time heals all. Time heals all. So just make sure you understand that. But the thing about this is you have an opportunity to change your life. You have an opportunity to change your family life. You have an opportunity. Bitcoin sitting at $700,000 or sitting at $500,000, even $200,000. $30 is not going to buy as much as it will buy now. That's all I tell you when it comes to that. It won't buy as much as it buys now. So when you look at the I went on and I wanted to see some of the Bitcoin updates. And one of the things I saw where, of course, Bitcoin 4 hours ago, it touched 87,000. And the thing about it, can it touch 90,000? It can. Yeah. People buy Michael. And here's the thing. If you notice, everything is happening is falling into place when it comes to cryptocurrency. Now you see a huge push for stable coins. And there are more than one stable coin coming out. Why? Because when you use stable coins, it still gives you more freedom, the ability to be able to cross border trade, have payments and stuff. Now you're getting into a crypto market, whereas the crypto is a stock that you buy in the company, and the stable dollar is where you move it back into like your own personal bank. That's probably the easiest way I can explain to you. So in other words, a bank now can do business with XRP. All the things have been cleared. A bank can do now business with XRP. XRP will be the stock market in which banks put their money in to gain more money, interest on their money. But at the same time, once they gain that interest, they can move it back over into the XRP stable coin, which it will stay. It will be stagnant. It will stay at that amount. That was a lot of the clarity a lot of banks had, because they couldn't do business if the money fluctuates. There's no way in the world I could be a bank and lend you money, and 1 minute I have $1 million, next minute I have 2 million, and after that I have $300,000. I couldn't do that, but I can lend you based upon that I have a stable coin back. And I mean, there are all kind of stable coins. USDC, Tether's come out with one. Donald Trump's come out with they're coming out with their stable coin. XRP has their stable coin. SUI has a stable coin with them, SUI dollar. So you're seeing that. So now you're starting to get to the part where it's based upon what a particular cryptocurrency can do. So now it gets back down to usage. Is this coin usable? What type of technology do you provide?
Good morning.
Alexa, stop. Sorry about that. But it gets down to what this currency can provide. So when you start looking at what a currency can provide, now you're getting into the depths of things and talk about a lot more. Let's see. I see you got some. Oh, yeah, how y'all doing? I see a few comments there. I was just kind of looking at that. But the basic principle of this is just DCAing and buying at a low, as low as possible, and just with the thoughts of how much of this particular coin. First of all, how much do you believe in this technology? Okay, so now when I start looking at technology, then I start thinking about which coins I want to buy. That's why I named my big six. I am DCAing on these big six until the cows come home, until I see that run up where I want to get. But there are certain positions I want to be, and that is Bitcoin, that is Ethereum, that is Solana, that is SUI, that is Ondo, and XRP. I am going to DCA and continuously DCA in on those things. And I am looking at like Ondo and Cardano. I got it. I just got a bag. I got what I call my moon bag there. But I saw Ondo go down to 82 cents. Now I was back up to 91 cents. I saw Bitcoin go to 15,000. Now it's at 80-some thousand. I saw SUI when it was at $1. Now it's at $2 and something. But I saw it go to $5 and something. XRP stayed 51 cents. So you understand what I'm saying? So these currencies are here now. They're here. They're going to stay. I don't care what everybody says. But here's the thing. The number one thing that really makes me bullish on Bitcoin now is because I know countries are strategically getting into place. And it's all about dominance. Which particular country is going to take dominance in the digital sector, which is here. I don't care. And the thing about the digital currency, you don't have to print anything. There's no printing. There's no cutting trees and turning on the print makers. There's just none. You still can do it, but right now with this, it's only 21 million how many on the books. We got to look at it. How many Bitcoins are really left? And then once we have that, and they're holding that, now you have a stable coin to back that, because we have a strong reserve with Bitcoin. Everybody has their Bitcoin. So countries that don't have gold, I mean, their currency really doesn't really mean much. And you're talking about now the superpowers, like the bigger countries are starting to get in this. They're fighting for global dominance within the digital sector. They are fighting. I'm telling you, the war, all that stuff, we see it, but they are fighting for global dominance within the digital sector. And it's all around us. We got to pick up on these signs. And I don't think right now that we're even picking up on these signs. And when we start picking up on these signs, I think those are the things we're going to start seeing when we start picking up on these signs of what's going on. So there were a couple of things I read yesterday, but the logistics of everything is what that I was seeing. And let me see here. Europe, first Bitcoin treasury company confirms acquisition of 580 BTC. So that's in Bitcoin news today. This is just 38 minutes ago. And I'll pull that article up. Countries are getting in the position. And so let me go ahead. I'm going to pull this article where you guys can see what I'm talking about. And this is what I mean. They are pulling for global dominance. And so let me see if I can get to this right now here. Let's see. I want to go back, and I wanted to show you that. And it was just this article just came out right here. Let's see here. I want to share this with you. Let's see. Let's go here. So when you see this particular article right here, it just says Europe's first Bitcoin treasury company, the Blockchain Group, confirms acquisition of 580 BTC, which is worth $47.3 million. This brings the total holdings of 620 BTC worth $50.5 million. BTC yield stands at 709% year to date. So that's just some of, and they have it all here. But as you can see, these countries now are fighting for global dominance. So they're fighting for global dominance, and we have a chance to get Bitcoin now. Why not DCA now? Why not hold it as a part of your portfolio? You'd be crazy not to do that. And then the second thing is, you got to look at XR. I look at XRP now. I look at XRP, but I understand that there are other currencies. Like you can do cross-border payments with Solana. Solana just has to be able to handle more. Sui, which is new, which is right there on the cuff, right along with Solana. And then you got Ethereum, which is a DApp base. They're also, they're mega dApps there. I think right now with Ethereum, because everybody's kind of focused on Bitcoin, you still have Bitcoin dominance. You're still going to have people really, buying Bitcoin right now. But I think you just can't ignore Ethereum. And I'm not ignoring it. I think this is a great price right now to DCA in on it. And I think, later down the line, when I look back and people like, oh man, I should, they're going to start buying Ethereum when it gets around 3,000. I'm not really worried about retracement right now because I bought it at 18. I bought it when it went all the way down. And I've never been a big Ethereum person, but I just know patience is wisdom when it comes to cryptocurrency, when it comes in the investment. Patience is wisdom. And so and then the second part, when you start understanding that all these markets, Fibonacci, everything, it is great. The Bollinger Band and where it drops, it is great. But the bottom line, and no one can contest this, that those charts are based upon human behavior. Who buys, who sells, who holds, basic. And the meme coin sector taught me that more than anything. It is based upon human behavior. Now, the second part of that, when it comes to the cryptocurrency, when it gets into, it's still based upon human behavior. It's still based upon a human behavior of a company. Now, when companies get involved, it's based upon what company has the best technology? Basically it. What company? What are you doing? So I see XRP. I see Chainlink. Um, I see Solana. I see Ethereum. I see Sui. I see Ondo, real world assets. I see those. Now, everything else right now is kind of speculative. There are some other companies, but right now the main focus is countries getting in strategic positions with their own strategic reserves for global dominance. And so, if they're fighting for global dominance, think about where would you want to be the first to invest before a country can wholeheartedly heap in? I want to be in before them. So now they talk about Bitcoin at 0.1, 0.2, 0.01. It's going to be astronomical. Ethereum, it's going to be astronomical. Solana, it's going to be astronomical. Ondo, it's going to be astronomical. XRP is going to be astronomical. And you can see it right there. And I think everything else kind of falls into place from there. Now, let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's look at the top cryptos. Now, when you go to CoinMarketCap and you look at the top cryptos here, and this is just, and here's the thing. The method I'm using over the 4 years, right now, 2020, so I'm looking at close to 5 years now. That's how mine has been tested. Sui. Sui has a lot of technology that they're bringing, and I'll get into that a little bit. Let's see here. Let me share this with you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about when it comes to this end right here. All right. When we look at the market, we see Bitcoin now at 86, Ethereum at 2,000 when it was at 18, XRP, Solana, USDC, Dogecoin, Cardano, and then when you start scrolling down like AVAX, all these coins have started pumping back, but there's Sui now at 16 at 271. At 271. I remember when Sui was a little further down at $1. Now, let's see what's going on, because I have been really focusing on those the big six here. And one of the things, let's see here. I want to I think that their growing presence right now, everybody's talking about with Sui, the growing presence in the DeFi gaming sector. That's one of the things that has been, everybody's been talking about that. But I know Sui wants to get in the gaming sector. I'm gonna jump over here because I did read something about Sui, and let me see here if I can pull that. Canary Capital adds Sui to crypto ETF filing. So they have Sui now has an ETF filing that's coming out by Canary Capital, which probably is causing a little bit of the hype there. That was just 1 week ago. And then another thing, the Sui secures Code of Joker Evolution launch, expanding the blockchain gaming sector. So, Sui has an ETF that's getting ready to come out, or it's been applied for, should I say. And then they have secured Code of Joker within that gaming sector. And so basically what that, let's see here, let me pull this down. What that basically does is it's a subsidiary of Miston Labs and platform that enables gaming developers to incorporate blockchain infrastructure into the games. So they've been able to actually get it where now people can include the blockchain into games in the infrastructure. Friday press release, Code of Joker Evolution Saga, which is licensed, Sega license. And so those two things are starting to happen for Sui, which the biggest thing that most cryptos that we really haven't seen is the ability to be able to play people for crypto, like all together. Now, I mean, like in a game, and we can they have been working on that. We've seen some games come out, but just in a dominant game that you actually can do that. I think they're still kind of waiting on that a little bit. But of course, 272, I still think that's a great price. With Sui still sitting at 8.6 billion-dollar market cap, which could run a lot higher. And let me see if I can go back up. XRP sitting 136 billion. My thing is, I still think XRP can reach roughly. I'm expecting like a $5 to $7 XRP when it's all said and done here within the next maybe few months by the end of this year. Again, I always say, and it could get a little higher. It's a lot of things coming down the pipe, but I think the tokenomics has to change a little bit right now. The circulating supply is 58.2 billion. I remember when it was 50 billion. And so, of course, the releasing of tokens, those things like that. But I do like one thing, what I've heard about Solana is they are thinking of ways to lower the inflation within Solana. So that means like right now with ETH, you got 120 million. If they were to lower Solana's burn by some reason, that would push Solana pretty high. I think we can even see much as a $300 to $400, maybe even $500 Solana, which would be lovely. Sui, I think Sui has a lot of room to grow. A lot of room to grow. I think $2 is still like a very. I think it's a great entry point. I think Sui can easily hit the 10 to maybe even $15 mark, maybe in a year or so. But I think it's still, because it's new, it's brand new. But they do have proven technology. But I think the thing is that I think with more adoption, we got to wait and see how they handle mass adoption, like when they are like loaded down, like we saw Solana get shut down when President Trump launched his meme coin over there. We saw it get shut down. Why? Because of the traffic that was coming through. So that I just want to kind of talk to you about that today. And again, when I also mentioned Ondo, reason I am so big on Ondo, because I'm so big on real world assets. The biggest thing with cryptocurrency to getting mass adoption is proving to new investors that there is some usage. Like the biggest thing I always hear from new investors is, what is it going to do? Like, what is cryptocurrency? Like, what do you use it for? Is it real money? But with a stable coin, you're hearing more and more people talk about it within the government sector, news. You see it all over the place. It is now becoming real to people, but that's what I think with real world assets, like realtors and people who want to sell real estate. How does that look on the blockchain, being able to sell real estate? Do you have to have the same type of credentials? Are the credentials a little different? It's a lot. So this is all new. This is new technology. This is the first time we've had a government, besides other governments now. And here's the thing: once America said, "Hey, we're going to get in this thing," other countries started. Now there were plenty of other countries that were already into it, but now more countries. Now you're getting the bigger power countries coming in. We're in a great opportunity. We can't deny that we're in a great opportunity right now. So if this has been helpful for you guys, I just want to say, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That helps the channel grow. And just some of the things that we have taking place. And again, I always say, just DCA, man, stay with it. It doesn't happen overnight. I don't care how, a lot of times I know people get on here and they start talking about the big money, but I'm telling you, man, I started with nothing, and just DCA it in, regular 9 to 5, and DCA'd in. And as I started DCAing in over the whole bear market, I mean, I bought high, I bought low. My thing was I want to have this many XRP. I want to have this many Ethereum. I want to, those were my goals. It may not work for everybody, but those were my goals. And for me, proven it's worked out. And I didn't come in with putting in, $15,000 right off the bat. No, I'm talking about $50. That's how I started. $50 and 0 subscribers. You got it? And so it's been a process. And a lot of people still ask me about the meme sector. I think memes are going to come back. I think memes are going to come back once people have made their money in crypto and they have like big, you know what I'm saying, like surplus of money. I think their risk tolerance is a lot higher. But I do think the days are over now where people buy memes and just hold them forever. I think those days are over. I think right now, here's what I think you're going to see with memes. I think people are going to buy memes, but once they get to a certain dollar cap, they're not going to mess with them. Like when they see this market cap, they're like, I'm good. I ain't going to mess with that. They're only people are going to mess with memes so they can get in early. And so it's going to turn into like Las Vegas rat race. Get in early, get out early. Get in early, get out early. That's I just think unless there's some constant usage of a meme, now I think like, or if you get it where a developer has a significant amount of money to put into it for like a liquidity pot, and they can really make it. Because even the Donald Trump token coin came out, 76 billion. Now look at it now. It was $76 for one token. It's $11 now. So even that, the president launched the coin, still didn't hold. And think about it, they had millions to put in for liquidity. You understand? And they drew out money too. So I think what our expectation of memes are going to be different. I think it's going to look different. If you can stake, which Sui has that ability now. But I think it's going to be like Wild Wild West, really Wild Wild West. I think that's one of the things that's happening. Now, I did see that take place. I actually saw this take place and I know I'm getting into the meme sector a little bit now, but I'm just telling you what I think because I've launched memes and I've had memes go to 3 million, 4 million. And I understand that too. So I'm just talking to you, but I did see where they had Twitter Space going, and the developer was on there, and he was like, "Hey, I'm getting 100 people in that group waiting to buy that meme. They were waiting for the address to drop. They bought the meme, and when they bought the meme, it ran up. And I just wanted to see. I saw human behavior at its best. It went up to 1.9 million, and then it came down to 600,000. Then it went back up to 2 million. Then it came down to 500,000. I looked at it last week, 128,000. So you see what I mean? So I think it's the risk tolerance is going to be there. People know you can make money with memes if you get in early. I know that. I know that. I understand. Like right now, I probably could get on Pump Fund and launch a meme and just get on live, and it probably will go live in 3 minutes. But it probably would also sell off in 3 minutes. And so that's kind of those things. I know people love it because the people who get in early, they make a lot of money. They make tons of money. But the people who get in late, those are the ones that are exit liquidity, and those are the ones that's usually going pretty crazy in the group. So I think those are the things. But I also think if you can provide usage with your meme and show where you can take it into other sectors, I think that's something that can take place. And if you constantly work on your meme, all you need is the right tweet from someone or somebody to catch their eyes on it. And I think those memes are the memes like the Pepes and the Bonks that kind of take off. But even those memes they go through a tunnel of ups, down, sideways, right? Because you're going to have a massive sell-off. And then after the massive sell-off, now that's where the real work starts. And so and all this cryptocurrency, again, I keep telling you, it's human behavior. I don't care what the charts say. You get the amped up people at the starting line, ready to grow. They buy like crazy. The chart goes up. It goes way up. People buy here. When it gets up here, they sell. You get a huge dip right here. And then after a while, it kind of flattens out like this. And now the real work starts, where you got to be doing something with the meme. If you don't do nothing with meme, it just stays flat. All right. But then you keep digging. If the developer wants to do that, they have to keep digging. They have to keep buying their meme. They have to keep. And then after a while, maybe something sparks. Somebody says something, and then a mass frenzy comes back to that meme. Me, myself, what I have done, instead of trying to launch more, I've taken my 3 top memes and I've dropped them into what I call a meme coin movie. And that movie, it's titled Bookman, and you can see that. And I'm going to submit my film to American Black Film Festival, one of the biggest Black film festivals out there. I'm also submitting it to Cannes, Sundance. It is quite different. And so I'm going to submit it into those particular things and see what happens in that sector. I've had some extremely high interest in Bookman AI, Ted, Looney. They like the characters and how I'm making them. So I've had some, people reach out to me. So I've been constantly DCAing on Bookman. You can see it. Episode 10 drops. I was trying to do one every week. But the thing about doing it every week, it is a lot of work going behind the scenes in not only putting the movie together, writing the scripts, pushing everything together, getting the right AI parts into it, scoring it, all that stuff. It takes like hours and hours and hours of this thing. So, but I do have a new episode 10 getting ready to drop. It will be quite interesting. I like the way the characters are taking place. I've incorporated my experience with meme coins in with this. And so Ted, Looney, when you look at it, you can even see the progression of it. I can even show you a little snippet of it if I can get that up, and then I'm going to get ready and get out of here. But it's Bookman AI. So here's my goal with this, is to get it, which I can already get it on Tubi. It's enough to actually put the movie on Tubi. But when I submitted it to a couple other people, they also like it. But for me to make like a 1-hour feature film, I just have to kind of keep going right here. Like I've probably already got it up to maybe a 40-minute movie, but I don't want to, I want it to be a continual saga. I don't want it to be just like one end and then that's the end of it. But who knows? Things like that change. But I'm going to show you a little bit of it. You can follow it on. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. Let's see here. I'm gonna pull the Twitter page up. This is the Twitter page of Bookman AI. Now it has a little language in it. I'm gonna tell you that now. It's geared more to adults. This is one scene right here, and you can see this scene. I'm gonna see if I can blow this scene up for you here.
So if you don't mind, I will head on out. So
this is
everything is there, Mr. Bookman, all the cash in the bag. So if you don't mind, I will head on out.
Not so fast. We don't do business like that here.
Look, Book, that tough shit don't scare Ted.
Looney, I don't give a shit, but Ted is not going to strong arm me.
And
This Bookman thinks he can talk to me like he is on my level. This little tadpole must first be taught a lesson on business etiquettes. The road to hell runs through me, and there is a heavy toll to pay.
Then let the war begin. But just know this, there's a tax also required.
That is somewhat of a that's like a small trailer. I love it. Like this is one that was fully completed. Let me go and get this one right here. I think this is when Ted first meets Bookman.
Looney says great minds think alike.
And see here, so there's some things.
So I finally
I'm
meet
still
the great
working on with
bookman.
it.
Looney says great minds think alike. I have yet to meet one.
What the fuck you talking about? Great minds don't cut people up with chainsaws. That's not great minds, it's psycho. Man, look, my mind on crypto. That other stuff, man, that's you.
Whoa, Bookman.
Yes, Mr. Bookman, take it easy. I haven't had a good plate of frog legs in a while.
What the fuck does that mean? You think you scare me? We can either go to war or we can work together. My heart don't pump no Kool-Aid. I'm about my money. So if you want to get these markets moving, then let's do it. But if you want to be a clown, then you can have the circus.
Let's get to work. Just know this, Bookman, don't you ever cross me. Understand? Or you will end up in a pot of boiling water.
So that's it. Those are those. Okay, I think my thing just went out there. But anyway, man, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Channel just boom, just actually shut off there. Sorry about that. But like I always say, you never learn how to swim without jumping in, and you never climb a mountain without stumbling. This is Chris with Crypto Secret X. I